Hello, welcome to this video, and today I'm going to be showing you 3 holistic ways to feel calmer in each day. So it's going to be kind of daily routine tips and advice. I've done so much research on this and I've got so much experience because I do have anxiety, but I'm so proactive in my healing of that anxiety, and I'm always learning new things about where that anxiety stems from. And I would love to talk about this a bit more in my videos, so if you'd like that, definitely give me a subscribe. So we're going to be talking about eating mindfully, vegan, healthy food. We're going to be talking about being alone and why that's important, sitting in silence. And we're going to be talking about those god-awful negative thoughts that make you feel unrelaxed and anxious and scared and worried. We're going to be talking about how to combat them with positivity. There's going to be no toxic positivity in this space, don't you worry. I'm not going to be saying just think positive and you'll be fine, because that's just not the case. Thinking positively is something that it's an art. But yeah, we'll go into that later. Firstly, let's talk about eating clean. If you want to feel calmer in each day, what you put in your body is so important. These foods need to be clean and they need to be consumed mindfully. So what I mean by mindfully is I don't want you to be distracted by the television or a podcast. You need to be thinking about what you're eating. Every spoonful, every mouthful needs to be purposeful. So don't, phone your best friend and chat on the phone whilst you eat that bag of crisps. I did this the other day. I was speaking to someone on FaceTime and I ended up finishing a whole huge bag of veggie straws. I know veggie straws sounds pretty tame, but it was quite a big bag and I wasn't even that hungry, so it was just unnecessary. But when you're distracted, it's so easy to just keep on eating. You don't really focus on how your body is responding. You don't realise that you're getting full because you are distracted. So you need to make sure that when you eat, you go and sit at the table, maybe by yourself if there's no one else around. But I'm not telling you to isolate from yourself from people when you eat, like eat with other people, but don't distract yourself by means of like screens and phones and stuff, because then it's so easy to not be in tune with your body. Your belly does tell you when it's getting full. So have as little distraction as possible. Even if you're with someone, you can still take a moment, because you're not going to be chatting all the time because you're eating. So when you're having those mouthfuls, think, how is this feeling in my body right now? Am I getting full? So in terms of eating clean, I'm vegan. I do encourage other people to go vegan if it's possible. Going vegan dramatically changed my life for the better. I feel so much better, my skin's so much better, my stomach, it's not in agony all the time from all the dairy. So by eating clean, I do mean fruits, vegetables, legumes, ideally like whole grain pasta and bread and stuff. I love sourdough. Sourdough is a probiotic, so if you have trouble with bloating and stuff, I'm not a professional, by the way, so don't take my advice, but this is just my personal experience. Sourdough is a probiotic, and I think it actually really helps with my tummy issues because I have IBS. I think we forget how important our diet is to our mental health, to how we're feeling. There are calming foods. You have a chamomile tea to feel calmer. We'll do that, but we won't actually just eat clean foods in the day. We'll just go, oh, I'll buy the chamomile tea, but I'll have a pizza and a steak for dinner. It's like, what? You need to just be dedicated to it. I have slip-ups all the time, but I try to make sure that this is a rare occurrence, and it's not really a controlling thing. It's more of like I respect you, body. I respect you, Alessia. I want you to feel good. So I'm not restricting you, rather I'm enhancing your life. So try and keep a positive mindset about it. Don't think, I'm restricting myself. No, you're healing yourself and you're making yourself feel calmer and better by means of healthy vegan food, and you are eating it the right way, not on the phone to Natalie. Eating homemade food is always a good way to go, because then the ingredients that are in there. There's not, loads of added sugar. We all like to eat out, and I'm sure if you're a busy person, you need to in the day. Order the vegan stuff on the menu and the stuff with minimal ingredients, I'd say. So the other day I went to the Arboretum, Western Butt Arboretum. Beautiful place. They had a vegan burger on the menu with fries on the side and all these sauces, and I was so tempted, and on a usual day I would, but I was really trying to eat clean because I did have a bit of a wobble recently in terms of my anxiety. So I'm really trying to look after myself. So I ordered the sourdough and rapeseed oil, mini platter thing. that, and it was wonderful. And the sourdough, I think it was turmeric sourdough as well. There was some nutty sourdough, some turmeric, and I didn't feel awful after it, because it's really not worth the 5 minutes of pleasure for a whole day of just mental health disaster. You know, how you feel in your body for the rest of the day. Is it really worth having that chocolate bar? Also, I'm not trying to put you off chocolate at all. I love chocolate. I just tend to have like organic chocolate, natural ingredients, minimal ingredients kind of chocolate, as opposed to just, you know, your dairy milk. Obviously dairy milk is dairy, so I definitely don't have that. Food is so important. It plays such an important role in your life, and I think it really determines the kind of person that you are, and how you feel inside and how you appear outside as well. I'm not going to go into kind of appearances, because that's not what this video is about. It's about inner healing, and that's kind of what I'm about and what this channel is about. But food is so powerful, and just don't take advantage, don't look past that. Food is so powerful. We are taught through TV advertisements and, you know, the fast food world that we live in, that food is just, you know, quick fix. It's kind of just something that you need to get out of the way and done quickly. No. Cavemen were all about food. They were going to get the food. Their day revolved around food. And I think that's actually just within us. That's something that we need to listen to, because food is everything. Let's go on to the second tip. So my second tip is one that I have only recently discovered myself, and I'm so excited by it. So I want you to be alone. So I don't mean go and sit in the garden with your phone and listen to a podcast. I mean sit alone in the garden with nothing other than your mind and your body. It's important to every day spend some time on your own with your thoughts. I know we hear this all the time, and I know we think, yeah, we do it. I go on a walk and I listen to some music and just have a think and, you know, listen to my internal dialogue. I've done this for so many years, and I thought, yeah, you know, walks in nature with a podcast, like that's my me time. You need to be like completely alone. It's life-changing. I recently had a huge, big, fat wobble. Biggest wobble I've had in a long time. And I think I needed to have it, because I then just went and sat in the garden with my cat and just had nothing. I had nothing but my thoughts to focus on. No podcast, no music, no other people. Yes, I stroked my cat, so animals are allowed in this little alone time, but my God, did it do some good for me. Just observing your thoughts means that you get to process them as they come. They're less intimidating when they come up again, because you've had that time on your own to just realise that that's coming into your mind, but then it's passing and then another thought's coming, and sometimes one negative thought might keep coming and coming back, and I'm going to talk about how to change that negative to a positive in the next tip. But it's just important to observe your thoughts in a very kind of judgmental free space, and the best way to do that is just when you're peaceful on your own. In your garden, in your bedroom. Don't do it in a public space, don't do it in Cafe Nero. Just do it where it's just you and maybe your pet. It doesn't even need to be long, it can be like 10 minutes long. You just sat in the grass, putting your toes between the grass, open up your toes. I love doing that. And like putting bits of grass in between my, sorry, I'm not going to show you my feet. Don't know what that was. Moment of craziness. So yeah, just to sum up, sit in silence, observe your thoughts, with absolutely no other distractions. Don't be judgmental of those thoughts, just notice them go by, listen to what's kind of plaguing your mind at the moment, or what's just going on in your mind, and just be aware of it. My third and final tip, I could do so many other tips, so please feel free to even go on my Instagram, because I'll probably put some up there. My Instagram's by Leslie Lulu. Yeah, my last tip is to challenge the negative thoughts. I don't mean challenge every single one that comes into your head, because you're going to have that. You're human. You are wired to kind of pick out all the things that might endanger you. You will notice negative things, and you'll have numerous negative thoughts a day. I guess it does depend on the person, but you're only human, so you're going to have them. So don't attack everyone. You'll exhaust yourself. Just notice if there's one reoccurring negative thought in your day. If it keeps coming up, the same one, notice it. Just notice it. It's not you. It's not defining you. It's not your reality. It's a thought. Notice it. Step 1. Step 2, challenge it by rewording it. So I've written an example here I am not where I want to be in my life right now. That's one I had the other day. Deep, I know. I feel much better now, so don't worry about me. But yeah, that was the thought that I had circulating in my head. I decided to change it and reword it and kind of make it into more of a positive. So try rephrasing this thought. I rephrased it. I said, I have the freedom and power to completely change my life. I can find a different job, learn a new skill, live in a different place, and that is exciting. Once I get to where I want to be, no one gets to where they want to be, by the way. Nobody. I feel like this is just a thing. Humans are just constantly setting new goals. Once you reach the goal, it's the next goal, because you're then in, the industry. I want to get to 1,000 YouTube subscribers, and then I start meeting other people who have 1,000, then I want 2,000. You're never going to reach the goal and then just be done. So just know that. But anyway, once you get to the place you want to be in your life, for example, that dream job, that will be it. Right now, my future is such an exciting prospect. The journey there is always far more memorable than the actual achieving of the goal. That's such a short period of time, as opposed to the whole journey that it took you to get there. All the lessons you learned, all the people you met, all the funny, sad, emotional times you had have completely shaped you to be who you are for the better. You go through these things on purpose. The universe does have a plan. The journey shapes you. It humbles you. It allows you to realize what your deepest desires are. I've had that recently. As I said, I had this kind of anxious period, which I won't go into detail about. Things got a little bit tough, and I realized the kind of job that I wanted to go into wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be like, and it wasn't suited to me. So I had this major panic and crying and anxiety. But then I came back home and I was like, Zen. What a beautiful place, what a beautiful family, what a beautiful home. Look at all the trees, the birds singing. I'm so lucky to be here on planet Earth today, surrounded by all these special people in this really safe environment. I'm so privileged, I'm so lucky. And I have the time and ability to look for a job elsewhere and look for a different kind of means of an income. And that was incredible, because I was actually so grateful for that. Whereas before this, anxious explosion, I was just like, get a job quickly. You need to get out of this situation that you're in now. You're not financially independent, blah, 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 like crazy. Sometimes you need to go through these things to realize that you are so lucky. Wow, I really rambled then. But yeah, challenge those negative thoughts. I'm going to give you an example. So today I woke up and I thought, oh my God, I've got so much to do today. I'm feeling stressed. I don't know where to start. I can challenge that and think, well, actually, I could wake up and have no purpose. And I think as a human, that's one of the worst feelings, feeling like you don't have meaning. So I'm so grateful that I've got so many things that I want to do for myself, to create a better future for myself, to make myself happier. I'm so grateful I've got that motivation and I've got a list of things to do. Worst comes to worst, I always do that. I always say, what's the worst thing that could happen? Worst comes to worst, I don't finish that list. Tomorrow I might have to spend a bit more time doing that, or I just don't complete one or two things. And anyway, I really hope you enjoyed that video. Please subscribe. I'm doing a lot of healing at the moment, and I just love sharing it because it means that all the research that I do for myself is also for you people. And I love that. I love helping people. That makes me feel really purposeful. It kind of helps me because I feel like I'm not going through the healing process alone. So if you want to heal yourself, please join me and subscribe and like, share and comment and all that stuff. The end goal is to just be as happy and peaceful as possible. So if that is your goal too, join me. Bye.